I love daybreak. Really, it's the moment that you suddenly realize the sky has opened up once again. But the time before that moment can feel drawn out and shapeless, when even the starlight is no longer visible and the darkness still prevails. Conflict can feel this way. Hey there, welcome or welcome back. Today, let's think about conflict and what it feels like, what it looks like. We can't resolve conflict if we can't recognize it for what it is and also what it isn't. That's equally important. Here's something we must keep in mind. You and I can disagree all day long and keep peace between us. And beyond that, you could hurt me or anger me or take advantage of me, and you can still prevent conflict with me in any of those situations if you can manage it, meaning you redeem yourself and our relationship. In many cases, you can achieve this with an apology and sincere remorse. So, if you offend me by accident or even by intention, if you offer that sincerity, it is possible for you and I to remain in peaceful connection. Of course, sooner than later with that offer is always better. What we know about countless incidents of human conflict is this. If we track them back to moments of origin, those moments can be described as lacking in remorse or apology, or lacking in gratitude or appreciation. Think about this regarding conflict in your own life. I'm sorry. Thank you. Simple yet powerful offers. We're quite conditioned to think that disagreement is conflict. The danger, if we believe that, is we will have conflict in mind whenever disagreement arises, and we will be inclined to give rise to conflict instead of proceeding peacefully. Peacefully, with a mind that doesn't assume and is willing to thoughtfully consider. It can be helpful to think of a conflict as a situation where a sensitivity for someone involved has been breached, and then that breach is not managed. If no one were invested in anything, if no one cared about anything, we wouldn't find ourselves in conflict. Still, even with deep investment and vulnerability that differs profoundly between us and others, we can learn to manage peacefully with them. We can also learn to thrive. We feel disagreement and other frictions, and we often ramp ourselves up. But friction isn't conflict. Friction is simply the meeting of difference. This can be uncomfortable. It can be disturbing. But it can also be exhilarating. The friction of ideas bouncing off each other is the very source of creativity. We can't avoid friction, and we need it. So we must learn to manage it when it does become uncomfortable, when it is disturbing. What conflict is and what it isn't. Just for this week, pay attention to disagreements you find yourself in. See if you can walk into them and through them to any degree without being fearful of conflict or without becoming an escalating agent of conflict yourself. Try to disagree peacefully. And think of current clouds of conflict in your life that may be hanging over you and heavy on your days. Is it possible that they were initially manageable disagreements? Or is it possible that an apology or some appreciation from you could resolve them without any further complexity? And finally, today, which clouds may be some that you can just blow away? That when you consider them, you realize they are more about you wearing your cranky pants because you haven't had enough sleep than they are about disagreement or disturbance or an unmanaged breach of great sensitivity. Maybe for those, you can just shake them off and maybe get to bed earlier. So what can you shake off? What can you apologize for or appreciate? Let's start there. Have a peaceful week and see you next time.